return to title contention for the UFC Welterweight Championship, Jorge Masvidal takes on 3 times UFC title holder Kamaru Usman. At UFC 251, after an epic 5-round clinch fest, Usman eventually managed to war Masvidal and defend his belt for a second time, but neither of them was able to show off his talents to the world. It was a short notice fight for Masvidal. The weight cut process badly drained him, without speaking of the improper preparation. Usman was in good shape, but he fought cautiously when dealing with a last-minute opponent switch. Usman didn't get landed on much in the first fight, but of course it would be a mistake to think that Masvidal won't have more in the tank due to a full training camp. But does that really matter? Usman uses his body length to his advantage. He's very long, so he's able to tie you up in areas where most guys probably can't. He can get a lot of coverage over your body, so he uses his length well, especially up against the fence. He's really calculated about when he takes shots. He doesn't do anything unless he calculates it. And I think that's very intelligent of him, and that shows his awareness and his fight IQ, but he uses his wrestling well. Now, I'm going to put you in the mind of Jorge Masvidal. What happens if Usman doesn't stand and strike? What happens if he once again uses his phenomenal strengths and wrestling ability to clinch while delivering constant pressure? How do you defend that? The short answer is you can't. You simply have to run while at the same time watching for the takedown. Now, let's imagine Masvidal gets taken down away from the fence. This would cause havoc as it would stop Masvidal from having the same opportunities to scramble like he did in the first fight. Kamaru Usman's adaptability is what makes him such a dangerous adversary. Over the last 3 years, Usman has beat a range of different fighters including Demian Maia, Rafael dos Anjos, Tyron Woodley, Colby Covington and Gilbert Burns. Quite the record. Demian Maia, a submission specialist and a master on the ground game, was outwitted by Usman in 2018 after Usman used his wrestling game to stuff numerous takedown attempts. He followed that up with good pressure to take a unanimous decision despite having broken both his hands in the second and third round respectively. Against Covington, Usman had the sense to finish Covington after recognizing he was hurt from a broken jaw in round 3. So, knowing that Masvidal is likely going to bring a different game to the table this time around, Usman will be able to make the appropriate adjustments needed to get the job done. We have to go back 11 years to the last time Masvidal lost a fight that was not decided by a jury. To put it another way, he has a massive gas tank. As a result, even while he was worn out and exhausted from the weight cut in the Usman fight, his cardio keeps him in fights. Usman will be forced to react in the middle of the fight. Kamaru Usman is a constant chess match for any style of fighter, and his record exemplifies that. He hasn't lost in 8 years. Why? Because no one has figured out how to beat him yet. What's more, Usman is constantly improving, so while you are watching the Jorge knockout punch, you might end up seeing Usman land a few of his own. The odds are, if Masvidal doesn't put Usman away early, the fight is likely to go the exact same way as it did the first time, and therefore produce the exact same results. And if it doesn't go the same way, Usman will do what he always does, adapt. Our prediction is another defense for what could be the future best pound-for-pound fighter in the UFC. What you guys think? Leave a comment below and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.